Hey creative people, and welcome back. In this video, we're going to tackle the next step for our cardboard box, texturing. We'll take the model we built in the last video and really bring it to life. Ready? Okay, let's jump right into it. First things first, we need to make a few small tweaks to our model before we can start texturing. Let's start by hiding the sticker for now, just to get it out of the way. Then, let's get organized and rename our box object to, well, box. Makes sense, right? Now, we need to open up the 4 flaps on top of the box. To do this, we'll select the pivot point of the flap we want to open, move the 3D cursor right there, and then change the transform pivot point to the cursor. See, now we can easily rotate the flaps exactly where we want them. We're going to do the same thing for the other 3 flaps. Just set the pivot point and give them a good rotation. After rotating them all, you might notice they're at slightly different heights. No worries, I'm just going to quickly adjust the height of these parts to get them all lined up. We'll also reduce the height of these sides just a little bit. There, now the box is looking nice and clean. Okay, let's move down to the bottom of the box. For this model, the bottom isn't really going to be in focus. So to make our texturing job way easier, we're going to remove these individual flaps and just create a single solid bottom. It's a simple change that will save us a lot of time. One last thing, we're going to create a loop cut just under the top flaps of the box right here. The reason we're doing this is to make it super easy to select and rig these 4 flaps later when we get to animation. All right, all of our changes are done. Now it's time to unwrap this box. The first step is to mark our seams. Think of this like telling Blender where to cut the model so it can lay flat. We'll go into edit mode. Select the edges where we want to create a separation. Then right-click and choose Mark Seam. You'll see the edges turn red. This means we can now separate these parts for texturing. We'll do the same thing for the necessary parts on the bottom of the box. Just select those edges and mark seam. With all of our seams marked, let's head over to the UV Unwrap tab. In here, press A to select everything, then go to the UV menu and select Unwrap. And just like that, you can see all the pieces of our model laid out flat, perfectly separated according to the seams we marked. We can select these individual islands, move them around, and get them organized. I'm going to arrange these parts neatly. Now, for this tutorial, I'm going to overlap some of the identical parts. This lets us texture them all at once. Keep in mind, while this is fine for a simple model like this, it's not always the best practice for more complex objects. So just remember that for the future. Okay, with our UVs all set up, let's jump into the Shading tab. This is where the magic happens. We'll add the shading that allows us to apply our texture to the model. Let's add a new material. Then find that cardboard texture I gave you in the last video and just drag and drop it right into the shader editor. Now, all we have to do is connect the color output of the image. Let's pop back over to the UV Unwrap tab for a second. Before we go any further, let's change the viewport shading so we can see the texture on our model. Now we can scale and rotate our UV islands to make sure the cardboard texture lines up nicely and looks natural. Now what we're doing here is a really easy and fast way to get a great result. To be more precise, you could use custom texture nodes or download a pre-made material, and we'll definitely try those methods in future videos. But for now, this basic method works perfectly. And there we go. The main textures for our box are ready. Let's turn that solidify modifier back on that we disabled earlier. See that? Now the box has a nice thick appearance. Okay, I'm going to turn off the solidify modifier one more time. Now it's time to add the logos and stickers to the outside of the box. We'll do this by adding an image as plain. A window will pop up, and from there you can select the logo image and import it. Now just rotate and position the logo where you want it. Let's move it really close to the surface of the box and scale it to the size we want. Next, with our image plane selected, let's subdivide it. I'm going to set the number of cuts to something like 50 to give us plenty of detail. Now we'll add the shrink wrap modifier to this image plane and tweak the settings a little bit. And check that out, our sticker is perfectly wrapped onto the surface of the box. Let's apply this modifier and then join the sticker to the box object. Now, when we move the box, the sticker moves right along with it. We're going to follow that exact same process to add the other stickers. And remember, all the textures and references I'm using are on Gumroad for you to download for free from the link in the description. Okay, with all the stickers added, we can now see the final textured look of our box, and it looks awesome. I really hope this was easy to follow. If anything was unclear at all, please drop a comment below and I will definitely help you out. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss the next video, where we'll talk about how to create the rig needed to animate this box. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.